Hi, Deb.
Hi, hello.
Thank you for joining me for a fun beading live. This is going to be like a great way to kick off the Thanksgiving holiday here. I think for
Thank
me,
you so much for having me.
Thank you. And hi, everybody out there who's joining. I wanted to tell you guys, we have Colleen in the chat. And thank you, Colleen. You're awesome. So we've got everybody here and we've got beads. And what more do we need, right?
Nothing. Water, maybe some water, a little sustenance once in a while.
So I do have something I'm drinking here, and it looks like I'm being bad, but I'm not. It's cool tonic water. Okay, so it's like a Chandaberry. I'm into this right now. They have a bunch of different flavors. There's like tea and lemon, and there's like there's a grapefruit and I'm going to say this wrong. Quince, Quince.
Oh,
I'm thinking it's either an herb or some kind of like. It tastes good. I like it.
Sounds delicious.
Yeah. So that's what I have.
I have just plain water, but I have to admit that I wish I had wine. It's a little too early for the wine.
It's 2 for me. What time is it for you right now? You're in
3.
You're at 3. Yeah, one more hour. 1 more hours. Lots of people do too. I don't know. Oh, hey guys! I see everyone's joining. Terry, Karen, Zakaya's here. Ginny, Debbie, Sandy, Audrey. Hi guys.
Everybody. Hello.
So I guess so I forgot to do 2 things. One is I have a giveaway, and I forgot to mention it to Colleen, and I also forgot to figure out the wheel thing. I know there's a way to do that in StreamYard and or YouTube. So I was going to give Colleen a heads up that I might do that toward the end. And if that doesn't work, Colleen, just do a shout out. Last time I did one of those Sam scans to see who wins, which works fine too, but always better if Colleen picks. So. And I'm going to be giving away some of the new John Bead Matubo gem duos that I sent you some. And I've got some. Actually, let me add my mat really quick and I can just show it a better way. So I was going to give away a little pack of these, a little 4-pack. They're really cool colors. This is like you said wine. So this one is called Crystal Magic Wine. And then my favorite, which is like a terracotta clay, a magenta, and a pearl shine autumn leaf.
Beautiful.
So I was going to show you guys some inspo with these, hopefully, if it works. I have 2 ideas I want to try with seed beads, and then possibly some Superduos might come in. I don't know. I have an idea in my head. It's either going to completely crash and burn, or it's going to be amazing and life. And then for your projects, you have beautiful things to share. So the background here, guys, is I sent Deb a box of John Bead goodies, and I'm like, do whatever you want. Just and she made some very beautiful, inspiring pieces. And she's just getting started. She's got beads left, so yeah.
There's plenty more. So there's lots of things that can happen from here.
Awesome. Yeah, I just love it when I see the what you do with beads, because your style is just really synced with mine, and I like the way you do the necklace photos with the cactus in the background.
Yes, thanks. I am mad about the desert where I live, and so we have all this beautiful landscape around us. So I try and use it as much as possible because it's just it's inspiring to me.
It's beautiful, and it's a perfect light studio, right?
Yeah,
I feel like this spectrum of light down there is just amazing. I get pretty good light when I go to my folks in California, but I mean, you could just literally walk out with your phone and just take a picture, and you just get gorgeous, like perfect surrounding light. Yes. Up here, I'm like bumblebees and
flashlights.
Trying so hard in my vampire world here to get everything out.
Yes, I do love the area, the general area where you are. But I would miss the sun if I lived, further north. I would miss the sun.
Yeah, for sure. Awesome. Well, so let's see. I'm gonna let's see. I could get started. If you want to change cameras, I can highlight mine for a minute.
Yeah,
and just
sure.
Talk through what I was visioning for how to do the designs in my head. So the first one that I thought about doing was a really easy rope. And I was going to add beads from these 2 check strands and some Superduos. And then I grabbed 3 colors of size 8 seed beads. And this one is so freestyle. You can literally work this with any Superduo colors, any beads, and any 8-Os you've got. And so I was going to show how this works. And then if I get time, or if for some reason this one isn't flowing for me, I was going to try and do, I've not done this yet, but I've done it with Superduos, but I was going to try to do like a little herringbone stitch with a blend of mini duo. And I have a feeling that's going to work too. I don't know which one to try first though. I have to see. And then also I didn't say what to do for the mini duo giveaway. Sorry, I called this mini duo. This is gem duo. I'm working on something with mini duos, so I'm gonna like interchange all these words today. Apologies. The Matubo gem duo giveaway. Just write gem duo in the chat for that.
Those are beautiful. Someone's gonna scoop those up and have fun with them.
And Miss Colleen needs a set too. She's gonna do beautiful. You've seen Colleen's work? It's gorgeous.
Yeah, she's amazing.
She's like gorgeous wraps, but she does little intricate, very beautiful.
And she's super sweet on top of it, like you. You two, sweet ladies.
Oh, thank you.
Oh,
so this color here is like gosh, it's the coolest color. I'm gonna switch to you really quick, and so you can show what you've got going over there.
Okay.
This is where I'm starting. That's where I'm using
beautiful.
so far. So let's get back to
right
here and actually. Yeah, there we go. Okay.
All right. Well, the first thing when I opened up the box was I saw these amazing check glass pumpkins. You know, well, they're melon beads, but they're pumpkin beads, let's face it. So I got out my tying station and I just started putting it together with these green seed beads, which are absolutely perfection with these melons. And this was my trial piece, so it's not finished. It's just got an end. I don't know. I thought maybe I could use it for like a little purse dangle or something.
Oh, that's cute. I love that.
And then I made a bracelet and I didn't like how I ended it. So it's not perfect, but the design is the same. And then these little flowers just looked like they might be like pumpkin flowers growing. And so I just added them as little dangles on the end. I'm not crazy about how this came out, but I do like the concept. I'll probably remake this and, you know, finish the end differently and get the flowers done a little bit differently. But I love the beads, and this is like the perfect fall bracelet. So I may even throw it on Thanksgiving just so I have something, you know, fall-ish to wear. So
I think it looks cool. I don't feel like you need to remake it. The ends of it look like the vine, you know, if you've seen drawing, it's got all those little kind of like, I don't know what to call, I don't want to call them palm fronds, but you know, the little dried pieces of the plant that are left around it.
Yeah.
It looks like that.
Yeah. I don't know. I might leave it and maybe get distracted because we'll all be moving on, if we haven't already, to Christmas after 2 days from now.
I know. I can't even think about that yet. It's too much.
I know.
And on that one, and forgive me if I missed it, but you used the new thread that Gudebrod thread, polyester, waxed polyester.
Yeah. So I pulled this stuff out. I've been on a macrame kick probably for about 90 days. And when I pulled this out, I'm like, I don't even know what this is. So I went to the John Bead website to check it out. And this is so great for micro macrame. Like that's what this is. Just teeny tiny macrame, and it's so easy to work with. So I used this. I'm not sure what color this is.
Oh, that one is natural.
Okay, the natural I used for that. And then today, when we get going, I started a bracelet with the white, because I love these blue beads. And here's I cut one of the strands off. So as I understand it, this is one of Lena's designed strands.
That's right. Yep.
And so I didn't know that. I found that out today. So
oh really? Oh sorry, I should have mentioned.
she saw my post on Facebook and she's like, and you're gonna do it with one of my strands. I'm like, oh my God, it is. So now I love them even more than I loved them before. But these are so great for winter. So I'm gonna do the waxed poly with those, and I think it's a great match. And I also think I'll make, speaking of the matubos, I made this fun ring with the matubo. Are these they're gem duos?
They are, yeah.
And some seed beads, some 11s, and then I just kind of wrapped. This is German style wire, so it added just a little something. This is too big for me, but you get the idea. Like, it's just a fun ring. So I thought I could make that today too, and use maybe even some Superduos instead of, I don't know, maybe these gem duos, because these are really gem duo delicious.
Yeah, those are actually my favorite finish. It's like the coolest. And it comes in Superduo and Mini Duo. That is the Crystal Magic Wine. And of all the colors in the world, that one is the one I'm so drawn to.
So this is like holiday in a container. Like, look at the they're just bright and shiny. They look almost like Christmas ornaments, like old vintage Christmas ornaments. Oh, they're dreamy. So maybe I'll make a ring with these, and then I'll grab these again. These are 8s. So I used these with
you got the same ones out that I do. That's cool.
Frosted glazed rainbow pink rosewood matte AB, and they are fantastic too. So I thought I could make the ring really quick. That's a fairly easy thing, and then we both can kind of go back and forth, and I can work on this this little bracelet too.
That's beautiful. That's got some holiday sparkle going there too. That could go into winter.
Yeah, these beads are really, really beautiful. Some of them have like a two-tone effect, and some of them are just one color, but they're all just gorgeous together. They do look kind of like winter celebration beads for sure. So
love them. Yeah. They're just so pretty.
Yeah, so I'm just enamored of all of this. It's so beautiful.
That is so inspiring. I'm excited to see how you made the ring, and I'm excited to see how you did the macrame stitches. I'm wondering if it's the same technique between the two. Let me bring you back real quick. Because it looks like this is, like, for example, this bead, maybe like, so 1, 2, the third down, that's like a pumpkin, right?
Yeah.
And then the two that are side by side would be the seed beads?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
This is my favorite pattern to do. I
so nice.
Literally am obsessed. I think I've got like just over behind my camera and everything is a whole pile of macrame bracelets with essentially the same pattern, because I really love the look of this. And you can do more of the macrame, stitches in between. You could do just a small section. You could do all macrame up to, the center point. I mean, there's just so many different ways to do this, but I love the sort of side-by-side bead and then the solo bead. I just think that's really kind of a fun pattern.
Gosh, I love that. And it has such a different look on the pumpkins.
Yeah.
Really cool.
And these, these are seed beads are more proportional to the cording, but I don't know, there's something about the dramatic difference between the little seed beads and these big pumpkins. There's just something really cool about that. I can't put my finger on what it is, but
that is really phenomenal. I love that look. So cool. And Sharon is asking about the cord. So let me go ahead and bring this up really quick. And so the cord, Sharon, is the 0.38 millimeter waxed poly. And the spools I'm holding up, you can find at Michael's along with the white. And then there are colors now that come on the small spools. They're wholesale from John Bead, and then you can get them from Gudebrod.com if you're looking for them at retail. And the spool size difference is, I think, I'm going from memory, but the ones that I have here, I can tell you for sure. I think it's written on here somewhere. Apologies, I can't find it, but I will look that up and I'll post that later, and all the links as well. I'll post links in the description for this video to all of the places where you can find these things that we're using. And then a lot of the beads that Deb has out on her mat, those came from John Bead, and they are wholesale. There's check melons. There's all of the little check seed beads, or sorry, 2-hole beads, and some Miyuki seed beads. And the strands that were designed by Lena Gillespie, those are from the Crystalline DIY collection. And so all of those things here and there have been in and out of my shop. Sometimes they get sold out, but if you can't find them anywhere else, I can always try to get them added to mine. And then, yeah, and then the duos are in my shop currently. So the gem duos and there's a Superduo kit. This was another kit that I did with Carol that had kind of like a peyote stitch. And anyway, those kits are still in my shop. I still have quite a lot of them, and they combine a set of gem duo with a set of 8-0 seed beads. And so I was going to show 2 different alternative ideas that you can do with those kits, in addition to what the kits were designed to go for. Yeah. So where do you want to go from here, Deb? Do you want me to highlight you again and show? Do you have anything lined up to show, or I can?
Yeah, I can get started on the ring. Okay. Now, I'll give a little bit of caveat. So this is German style wire. So it's got kind of a flat style to it, and it's Beading, and I think it's 22 gauge. Now, my caveat is this is a hard project in that the wire gets really wonky, and it's not going to look pretty while you're making it. So it takes a little bit of kind of muscling it around, and that, that will work harden the wire a little bit. So just a word of caution: you want to be a little bit patient, want to be committed to it. Even if it looks kind of wonky while you're working through it, it will come out like a nice piece in the end. And so that's it. But I thought I would show you. I used these for my first one. These are Pearl Shine Autumn Leaf, and they're kind of a pinkish tone. And then let me pour out some of these guys. These are the 8s, and they are, oh my gosh, these look like wine too. So look at the color of those guys. So pretty.
I was ready for the holidays when I made that palette.
You sure were. You were channeling the holidays. And look at these. Oh my gosh, they're just so fantastic. Oh, I love them. So here's what I did. It's a little funky. So this is more wire than you'll need, but I always like to work with a little bit more than come up short. So because these guys are 2-holed, I'm going to just start by stringing one on, stringing on a seed bead, and making sure that I'm stringing on the right hole. And I think, let's see, in this one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I think I'm going to go with 10 of these guys.
That's so pretty.
I think the matte and the sparkle here are going to look great too, that combo. I love a good, contrast to textures.
Yeah, me too. Me too. And I love the way that those colors complement each other also because of the matte next to the shiny.
Yes, yes. So I think this as like shades of fall, like everybody seems to be going a little pink and mauve this year, and I love that. So I'm totally here for it. It's just anything in the pink family, the magenta family, all of that is my love language. So I feel like very happy that folks have embraced these colors for fall.
Yeah, really... me too. They still complement the traditional brown and orange and all those things.
Yeah, I love that too, but but I think, you know, broadening and sort of modernizing fall is needed. Like let's try a little different tone now. And I don't know if people want to watch me string all of these onto this wire, but let me get the first.
I can show for a minute if you want to finish. I can show what I've got.
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah, you just give me a shout anytime you want me to switch, and I can do that anytime. And what I've got going here is actually, you inspired me. I picked up the Superduos and I grabbed the same colors that you've got.
Nice.
And so I'm using that same seed bead and the same gem duos. Right now, I've just got a ladder stitch going. And I'm going to make an even count stacks, just doing stacks of 2. And then from here, I'm going to see if maybe herringbone will work with these beads. I think it's going to work. I've got 6 here. I think I want to go for like 8.
If anybody can make it work, you can. I'm quite convinced.
No. Sometimes though, like, I don't know. I have like a pile of things that didn't work out. And the beads are so good that, you know, I have to sit there someday and take it apart, get those beads back. But
yes.
I never know when to do that, when to give up, and, you know, just, you know, fight another day. So yeah. So there's 8. I think I did 8, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oops, sorry about the fuzzy either. My camera, if I get too close, it does not. Okay. So I'm going to just get my tail out of the way. So there's my tail thread. I like to do this pokey thing. I think I'm just in a stitching mood today, so I grabbed all of my usual go-to thingies. Let me know when you're ready to show the ring, and I'll switch back. Or I can start a row here.
I'm just getting my next phase situated here.
Oh, cool. Well, let's see if this works. So here we go. All right, I'm going to pick let's do the crystal first, the crystal magic wine. Whoop, that jumped. And I'm just going to move some of this stuff out of the way so that doesn't happen again. And I'm going to pick it up I'm going to pick them up facing like that, so that the because it's 2 holes, right? So I went through 1 hole there. I'm just going to go through the other one and come down. So basically what I do when I get a new bead shape is I try things and see if they work. I have a feeling this isn't going to work as I'm doing it, but let's see. We'll keep going. I know what to do if it doesn't work. I have a plan B.
Okay.
Because see, the height differential on that's not gonna. It's too. Yeah, you get away with it on Superduos, because Superduos are the right height because they're kind of flatter, and this was going to be different. So I have another idea. It's another thing I've seen done with Superduo before that I'm going to try with the minis here, or the gems.
Whenever you have a break in the action, I can show folks what I'm doing now.
Let's do that. Let's switch back to you. I love being able to do this so I can fix what didn't work here. All right.
So I'm basically, I grabbed the one end of my wire, and I want to put that through the other set of holes on these Matubos. So I have to grab a seed bead and put that on, and then go through the next gem duo and kind of pull that around. So I'm creating that double strand effect. And it looks kind of wonky, looks kind of funky, but we are going to wrangle it back together to make it look like it's supposed to. And I'm just trying not to overwork the wire because it will, get kind of brittle. So I want to make sure I'm not overworking it too much. So that's what it's starting to shape up to be.
Oh, pretty.
Yeah, these beads together look really great. Oh my gosh. I am madly in love with these gem duos. They are so cool. Oh my gosh. All right. Stop looking at them, Deb.
I do that too. I just sit there like I'm just like Ebenezer with my beads, just sitting there looking.
I'm sure that we're not the only ones that do that. Like you just kind of sit down and stare at them, and you just can't help yourself.
We can't possibly be the only ones.
No, I'm sure some others who are with us today understand this. Oh, and did I go through the wrong? I went through the wrong way.
So because they have a domed side.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get caught up by that sometimes too, especially when I'm picking them up to do like bead weaving, because they'll flip a different direction really easily.
Yeah, that's what they did. They totally flipped on me. So let's see. I need to go this way. No, what did I do? Let me see what I got going. I need to go in this way. No. Nope. What am I doing? Only got a few more to go. I know what I'll do. I'm going to pull that through, and then I'm going to here.
My idea number 2 that I'm trying is not working.
No, no way.
I'm trying number 3. Well, it was all in my mind going to work.
In your mind's eye. You saw it in your mind's eye.
I'm just not sure of the how part yet. There's a cool idea to make an earring. Let me share that with the screen here.
I think I see a flaw. So I added 2 seed beads in one space. So everybody close your eyes and ears off camera. I'm going to break that bead because I hate breaking beads, but that's what we're doing.
Sometimes you got to do it.
Yes. All right. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to try to pull all of this together so that we have a ring shape that actually fits on a finger. So again, this looks really wonky while we're trying to put it together here. So I'm just going to try and pull these guys.
I've got some wonky going on over here too.
I remember when I made the first one, I'm like, oh dear, I don't know if this is going to work, but it did work. So let's hope we can make it work a second time here. And I'm going to pull it, right? Yeah. I used one less bead because I actually want to try and make this work as a ring for myself. So I'm getting close, but I'm just kind of trying to give this a tug. And I think if I pull this guy a little bit more, the real wire workers out there, well, I'm sure are cringing over how I'm doing this.
Sharon says it warms her heart that to know you professionals have things that do not work. Oh yes, Sharon. Behind every great design is a pile of failed ones.
Oh man. Yeah, I had quite a few this week. My pile was pretty high this week. All right, I'm getting
a really cool quote, and I'm gonna totally mess it up probably, but I saw a cool quote that said it was something like if you haven't failed at stuff, you're not trying anything.
You're not trying hard enough.
You're not trying hard enough. Yeah. And I was like, okay, I guess I'm the winner chicken dinner on that one.
All right, I'm working my way to getting this almost situated.
Oh, thanks, Colleen. I'm going to share this really quick. And then we do have one question. Deb, are you stringing on one wire or two?
I'm stringing both. So one goes around, and then you're going to pull your wire through this way. So you're kind of closing in on it like that.
Okay.
And I think I think I got myself off track a little bit at some point here, but I think I'm going to remedy it by wrapping it. I'm just going to wrap it. So I'm going to do a little bit of a crisscross.
Well, that works.
And then I'm only going to have a seed bead on, one seed bead on either side. And I'm going to move these guys because those are going to go everywhere. So I think I want to just give myself some wraps here. And it looks wonky still, but we will be able to straighten this guy out. So I'm just kind of pulling the wires in opposite directions, and I'm using some pliers to help me do that. And this one, I'm going to pull around. So I just want to create like a fun little wrap there. It will hold it closed, and then it will also act as a little bit of a decorative effect. I like German style wire exposed like this because it has a nice flat finish to it. So this isn't exactly done correctly, but it shows you that you can do it this way and it will still work. Okay, and then I'm going to just do one like sweep of the wire around, and then I'm going to pull both of them through, and then I want to cut those off, and I want to cut them so that they're not going to poke my finger.
Oh no.
Because that wouldn't be fun. So I'm just going to leave a little bit of a tail so that I can then take my pliers and smoosh those guys. So not perfect, but we've now got two seed beads. So I think that works. And then this one, so I can put it on my finger and shape it. Oh my gosh, I love how
that is so pretty.
Oh my gosh, this is going to be my holiday ring, because this just looks like a vintage Christmas ornament ring.
That's so cool. I love that.
It's not perfect, guys, but it's it works.
Well, I love that you only need 3 ingredients too. Like so many designs, like they have this long list of stuff you need. This is like, hey, grab some wire, grab a tube of Gem Duo, grab some 8 seed beads. And then
yeah, I'm notorious for having projects that require 27 different things.
Me too.
So this is great. This is really great. And you really only need, you maybe need some flat nose, some chain nose, cutters. That's all you really need for something like this. So That's what that guy looks like.
That is so cool.
And this is the original one, which is too big, but you can see. And you could use super duos here too. Like these, for example, could work with those beads too.
Oh, that's cool.
These two-tone ones.
Yeah.
So those could work too.
Awesome. Well, you want to have a laugh? I've got something that could work.
Let's see.
All right, here we go. Let's bring the screen. Okay, so I tried. Okay, so it could. This is actually. Hang on, let me get rid of the sunlight here. All right, this could become something. There's something going on here that I kind of like. Yeah, but I don't know what next row is gonna have. How that's gonna look. So that's basically 2 rows of me trying to do a half herringbone where you leave one of the holes open and then you come by and go through it the next row. I was trying to do that. And the beads compared to 8-0 just kind of weren't, it wasn't stacking up right. Yeah. So now I was going to try another idea, which is even more crazy. And I don't know if it's going to work or not, but I thought about doing like, everyone knows how you do those like little spiral rope things. Well, what if we did one where the duo kind of sticks out on the side? And so that's what I'm trying to muse on, is how to figure out how to get that to happen. And But it would be really cool with super duos. Let me show you what I mean with a super duo first. That way it'll click and you can be like, oh yeah, maybe. Let's use a different color here. With super duo, it's easy. It's just no-brainer easy. You just grab.
I like those.
But I think what complicates it with the gem duo is gem duos have a domed side and they have a flat side. And because of that, the orientation you string it, when you're doing something like this where it might flip, it becomes a little harder to handle with the gem duo. But let's see how this works. Okay, so I got 3 8-0. And I do this all the time. It's one of my go-to things. There's 3 super duo. And then I'm just going to come back up through the 3 seed beads. And a lot of you guys have already figured out what I'm doing. So there's my first little zip there. Ooh. And now I'm going to grab 1 more 8-0 seed bead and 3 more super duo. And come along and go back through just these last 2. And pull tight. And then just go ahead and head through that last seed bead there. And grab your whole seed bead too.
At least it wasn't open.
Yeah. And you start to get these little cool climbing bugs.
Oh, like that's so cute.
And as you keep going, they go into a spiral. And you just add more and more and more. And then I throw in interest beads as kind of like little intersections. So like every 10 repeats of this, I'll add a bead. So I'll try to continue on that, but thinking out loud, could I do this with the gem duo somehow? It would need to stay flat. Like I would need to tell it, hey, you're going to stay flat for this part. And then, so what I'm thinking is that maybe I might need to go through 1 hole and then add 3 and then go through the next hole as I add them.
Yeah.
If I ever figure this out, I'll do an actual video on like showing step by step with a PDF. But right now I'm just going with the experiment and see.
Yeah. I like that. Oh, I love that. I just love all the movement of that.
And I actually have a video on this already that I did with, I did it with twin beads. So twin beads and super duo, so for the most part, I feel like they're kind of interchangeable. The twin beads are a little smaller, but they work. They work in the same way that a super duo can be used. And so I have a video on my YouTube channel currently showing a design where I did that with twin, and you could just copy that with these and it would work.
I might have to go try that myself.
Yeah, super easy. And then like when you're ready to bring on a bead, you just string it. Like for example, I was thinking, look at these together.
Oh.
All of that.
Yes.
This needs to become something, and then I'll actually do like I'll do a bill of materials and everything if I get it right. and just show how cool that looks together.
Like those, they could be little clusters in between the larger beads.
Yep. And that is such a fun look. And it's really, when you're wearing it, you know, it makes it dance a little bit as it's going around the wrist. And necklaces look really cool like this too. You can do like a whole cascade. A great way to use up beads. And it's a great way to use big beads because I get stuck as a seed beader. Like, I don't know what to do with, I love these and I get excited about them. But then when I sit down to work, I just pull a tube of seed beads out and that's me for 3 hours, right? But I need a way to integrate like things. And so I was thinking even like these together because there's a little pink Saturn in here. And these are in my shop, guys, a la carte. You can just grab those. That together would be really cool as something. And that's why I really want to get this to work. So that's where I'm at.
I think you can.
You think so?
Saying. I think you can.
I hope so. Whatever I come up with, I will share, of course. This thing, I don't know.
I wouldn't abandon it yet. Like, no, it might come to you if you let it sit and kind of percolate for a while. It might come to you how to, you know, kind of pull it together to come into something.
I hope so. Yeah, I was kind of going with an old design I used to really love that did this with Superduo. And so I was just trying to kind of copy that a little bit, but it didn't quite. We'll play with that.
Or you'll just cut it up and use the beads for something else.
Yeah. Oh, thanks, Colleen. Colleen's posting links. So if you wanted to find the video I was talking about here, the best way to find it is to look for, it's a green color. I used bright green gemstones. It was kind of like March time frame. Let's go into that. So that one is on already if you like that. And then, so where do you want it to go from here? Is there something more? Oh, I see you've got your board out. I want folks to see that. Let me bring you over.
I'll do a quick plug for this tool. This is the Beadalon tying station. And it's just, this for me, like made macrame much easier. So I have a big board, but sometimes a big board really is too clunky and too heavy. And this thing is great. You can basically attach, for this, I attached a lobster claw clasp first, and then I put a piece of wire around it, and then you clamp it down with these.
Oh, that's genius! So you I've never seen anyone do the wire thing before to make it stronger. So
I think that was the demise here because I had too much space for it to go over the loop here.
Oh, okay.
So I really wanted to start right after my knot. And so I thought, well, I could put a piece of wire there and, you know, I put my clasp on and just lobster clawed onto the piece of wire. And now this is holding the wire down. So, but this is a great tool. I really enjoy working with this, and this has gotten me back into macrame again. So this is the white waxed polycord, which this is just so good for this kind of a macrame project. So when I attached, so I've got 2 center lines of the cording, and then I've got 2 others that I'm actually doing the macrame with, and I know it's hard to see.
So you started with 4 strands?
Yeah. Okay. So I've got my core, and then I put some beads before I clamped it down. I put some beads onto the 2 cords in the center so that I can pull up. So you'll see I've got the beads going, you know, the straight single beads, and then what I'm doing is I'm just doing a very simple macrame move, and it goes around that bead that I pushed up.
Okay.
So this is kind of the standard, you know, macrame knot. And I'm doing just 2 knots in between the beads. I like that there's just a little bit of something in between them, and the white next to these blue is just beautiful. So
I love
then
it.
I have to actually add beads to the strands because you really can't have them hanging out while you're trying to tie your macrame knots.
Okay.
But the cord goes right through these beautiful beads. So again, I'm just creating my two, overhand, I guess, square knots are what they really are. And I kind of make sure I push them up. So I'm doing 2 square knots. And I want them to be tight against these beads.
Oh, that's pretty. I love it.
Macrame
is so soothing.
It really is. That's what I find it just really like a Zen kind of thing. Just I'll come in and, cut some cord and sit down and just kind of make. And it is just, the repetitiveness of it is very relaxing. You can do it in silence. You can, say a little mantra to yourself, or you can listen to music, listen to audiobooks, but
yeah, that's what I do a lot. I like to listen to audio.
Yeah, I have a hard time. I kind of zone out and I'll miss like big sections of the story. So
I do that too. Yeah.
I'm like, wait a minute, what happened? They got killed? What?
No.
So TV shows I can kind of listen to, but yeah, the books, audio books, I can't do. I just can't.
Like a book would be hard for me, I think, but I listen to more just kind of like chatty podcast guys, just talking about stuff. So if I have a random subject I'm interested in, I'll find something like that and just listen to it for a while. So I end up with a lot of random trivia knowledge.
So you
which
could
makes
be
it really handy if you go to one of those trivia games.
Yes. You're a ringer.
Yeah. Just think about, like, if you listen to an hour of information on any subject, even if it's one you've never studied, you don't know a whole lot about, you're going to come out of there with something. Even if you retain, one, I don't know, eighth of the information, you still know enough to get you a few points on a trivia game.
Absolutely. Or like when they do Celebrity Jeopardy, you could be like a superstar because they ask the easier questions there.
It's so awesome. I've got something coming along with my little spiral over here. I'm happy with it.
Oh, well,
it's simple and I've done it before, but sometimes the stuff you know and love is the way, right?
Yes, yes. Let's see.
It came out really cute. So this is what I've got so far. It's just this little.
Ooh.
And so I started with this bead. I kind of skipped this one. I might bring it in later, but I wanted to just keep the beige going. And then I think the next bead needs to be a Saturn after that. That was cool.
Yeah. Love it.
So I'll make another section that big here and then put that here. And I'm just going to keep going until I run out of beads or run out of Superduos. I've got a little bit left here. Not too bad. I need to stock that color. So of everything on my mat is in my shop, either buried in a kit or a la carte, except for this. And I think I need to add it because it's literally my favorite color. I keep picking it up for like everything. I don't know why. I'm just drawn to this Azuro finish. It's like almost it says topaz. To me, it looks super gray, super gray.
Yeah, I think that color also could work any time of year. It just depends on what you put it with.
Yeah, exactly. And there's almost like sometimes I feel like because of that Azuro coating, it's got pops of purple. And I sat this bead in the middle of it and saw the purple pop out. This just lights me up. I do literally sit and do this a lot.
Do you ever like go and sit down and you didn't really completely have a plan of what you were going to do, but when you get everything out in front of you, you really can't see it, but you sit and just stare at all the stuff and you touch the beads.
Yes. I'm like that with mixes. I cannot resist a mix. Someone else's mix. My own, I'm like, I get bored. But someone else's, I'm like, oh, hey, this is beautiful. And I buy it. Even if I already have the beads, I still buy it. And I don't know. It's a thing I do.
All right.
I might not even make anything with them because then you got to separate the mix is what I'm impressed with. I'm impressed with the idea, the marketing of it. So I pick it up and just look at it.
And it just becomes like a museum piece for you.
Yeah, because it's what's lighting me up is the clever way that the person who made it decided they go together and put them together like that. And
yeah.
That's the coolest thing. And we're all going for that in a way, in our designs. That's what we're doing. We're assembling our little found treasures out there. Yeah. See, this is going to be really cool. It's going to take me 9 years, but it's really cool.
Yes. I don't think either one of us are going to finish today making this.
No, but this has to happen. Like over the holiday, I think if I give myself any fun free time, it will be to do this one.
Yeah.
Because it's a lot of work, right? It's got to.
Well, and I feel like you get to a point of it. You've done so much. You're all in. You got to get it done. Like you came too far to let it go.
Yes. Yep, I put it on the mat, so something will happen with it. And that's another thing. Have you noticed that, like, when you get to maybe like I don't know, I get what I call a block where I can't come up with stuff. But if I put it all out on my mat, it will get worked with.
Yes.
It's sitting there long enough. I'm going to pick it up. Something's going to happen with that bead or that color or that tube or finding or whatever.
I have behind me a big long counter, and I have projects stacked up there that are committed to somebody or something. And then I have sort of my miscellaneous pile, which are things that when I'm looking for something, I go, oh my God, I forgot I had this. And I pull it out. I'm going to make something with this week. And then it sits there. But I have a little pile of that kind of stuff going. And eventually it gets made into something.
Yeah.
It does eventually.
No, for sure. Oh, here's a question Sandy has about. So for the rounds that I'm doing, let's count. I was gonna just eyeball it, but I should count. Let's do this. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So I went past 10. 11, 12, 13. I did lucky 13. So 13, like that number, for some reason, a lot of people don't like that number, but it was the lucky number for my grandfather's shop. And I remember hearing this when when I was growing up. My mom would always say, oh, I'm not worried about 13. 13 was the best sales day in my grandfather's store. I always heard that. He owned a garden supply store in Hollywood. So this would be my great-grandfather, my mom's grandfather.
Wow.
Frank, his name is Frank Jacklett, and he owned Frank's Garden Supply. It was on La Brea.
Oh my gosh.
It's like a Walgreens parking lot. But my mom grew up in that house. They lived on the property where their store was. And then when he retired and sold the business, he moved to Medford, Oregon.
Oh, wow.
Where they're buried, my great-grandparents. But yeah, so that was my mom growing up. I was like, oh, it's the 13th. And she always got candy on that day. So she's like, yeah. Because they'd celebrate a little bit. You'll go eat a chocolate or something.
Yeah, I try not to be like superstitious about things. And 13 actually is what I would consider the closest to a lucky number that I have. Like,
oh, really? For you as well? Oh, okay.
Like, things happened that were good on that day. Like when I was in high school, something happened on the 13th and I was so excited. And And so I kind of adopted it as my, my lucky number, so to speak.
Aw.
Yeah, I try
Oh,
not
that
to
is
be,
so cool.
I'm trying not to be superstitious about things,
Me
but
too. I claim to be more of a science girl myself, but then I don't know. Like lately, in some of the podcasts I've been listening to lately, you guys would be like, "What?"
what?
But it's mostly just sometimes you just kind of want something to shake you out of your reality a little bit, so you can just kind of zone or whatever. But I don't know if I really believe in. Definitely don't believe in numerology or any of that stuff. Like not enough to make a change to what my plans were that day or something because of But then again, if somebody tells me in all sincerity that's meaningful to them, I'm totally in to hear it. Like
Right. Yeah. I
stuff like
remember
that.
numerology was kind of a big thing when I was growing up. My mom got into it for a little while, and then I had a good friend in high school who was really into astrology,
Oh wow.
and I mean, I've dabbled in it a little bit here or there, but I'm always curious what people believe and what they enjoy. And if astrology and numerology is what they enjoy, cool. I want to hear about it. Like, tell me about it.
Yeah. I'm always game to listen to something that I don't know a lot about and learn.
Yeah. Just so you have another answer to trivia, or you can prepare for when Jeopardy calls you and says, come join us.
Come on down.
Come on down. Well,
And
I got
Deb was saying, Deb Williams is saying, William Saxton is saying the 13th is the day she was born.
Well, with a name like Deb and the
Yes.
13th, we gotta like Deb. Like we
Yep.
gotta like Deb.
Let's see. I was gonna try to find a screen where we can see each other and see what we're doing. So I'll do that so we can see all the stuff you're doing too. Because I feel like I'm hogging it.
No, you're not. I got I think I'm getting close to being done. I have this weird thing of, even though there's a measurement on here, I can't see it until I sort of have to kind of test if I think it's going to, fit me, or
Oh, okay.
either it's kind of a mental block thing. I don't know, just is. But I've gotten pretty far down. I added some beads, which, because the tying station, you can unscrew it, so you can still add more, or take them off if if you get too far along and you realize, I don't need that many beads.
Yeah, exactly. If you change your mind, you can always add them or just swap them out. I do that with my macrame sometimes. I change the order.
Yeah.
You just need to see them stitched up, and then you're like, oh yeah. With the knots.
I like these blue beads. They are so beautiful.
I love those. There are so many really good colors. So there's the strands that Lena did that have in fact, I have a Lena strand here too that I was going to pull out. I hope I brought it up. But it was similar in colors to these. I was going to see if that worked. But on John Bead's website, they have just regular strands of rondelles and bicones in all these colors. So if you see a certain color you want, I can get you just a strand of that, right?
Yeah, they're gorgeous. And they're a nice quality too.
Yeah, they really are. They're really cool.
Yeah, and this, there's still 3 more strands on this.
You get a lot on those strands. They're and Colleen says Lena strands are the best. So true. That's so true. Oh my gosh, we're at the hour already.
Are we really?
Yeah, you keep going. I'm gonna see if we can figure out the giveaway.
Okay.
And so everyone's been writing gem duo in the chat, or gem duos. And then let me just check in and see. Colleen, do you want me to do a scroll, or do you have a way to pick people? I think because last time you did something that was super magical with a I can't remember how it works. I know that on Softflex's Live, they have this wheel, and I had a feeling that was a tool built into StreamYard, and I was like, I'm going to look into that. And then here we are.
And then the day went by.
No. I've just been so, oh, and here's a question here from Sharon. What are Lena strands? So great question. The Lena strands are, I am going to bust those out. I know I have them. She made some designs that were all beautiful glass beads put together, and sure hope I have them in front of me. I know I do. I get these Preciosa boxes, guys. They're like full of wonderful things. So there's findings. I'm down to the bottom one. It's got to be this one.
Do you do a happy dance when a box like that arrives at your house?
I do. You know what? I must be working with them because I don't have them here. Where did I put them, guys? Anyway, the Lena strands. The best way to see them is to go to johnbead.com, click on Crystal Lane DIY, the header, and then there is one that's called Designer Strands. And if you click on that link that says Designer Strands, it'll take you to all the strands that Lena designed. I believe there's like 24. And if Lena's still here, she can probably tell me for sure. There's like 24 of them. And I've done a bunch of features of them in the past, and I believe they're almost completely sold out in my shop, except for I might still have the Buddha strand, which was one of the most popular ones, actually. I went big on that and bought a bunch of those. So let me know if anyone can't find it. Just message me and I'll link it.
Did she do this one too?
She did that one, yeah. That's one of hers.
Look at the colors. Oh my Lord. They are so beautiful.
And you can tell like they were designed by a beader for beaders because it has things you would need in the quantities you would need them. So she's thought through all of that. And in addition to providing some inspiration, that is just like a more unique stringing where you get a onesie twosie of every bead. She did a lot of that, but she also did these like super practical. There's one that's in black with white and crystal that you could use. And then also she has done a Christmas line. That's in the same place on the website.
I saw that. She did an awesome job on those Christmas ones. Really, really cool.
Oh, and Sharon's saying she has that. And maybe she was referring to the Buddha strand. That's one of the Lena strands. And that was one of the more like, meant to just be a piece of jewelry right off the card. You could just put a clasp on and there you go. Those are the kind of things I hoard, though, truth be told. Okay, because I get something like this, and I already love it the way it is, and I don't want to do anything to change it. But I feel like I can't just put a clasp on it because I need to do more stuff to it. So it sits there. I mean, I just need to sit down and be like, you know what? It's okay. Put a beautiful clasp on this and wear it right now.
And so, call it done.
Call it done. Like, just put the copper clasp on this one and just wear it. And then you've got the gifts ready to go.
Perfect.
There's also another thought I was having. Oh, yeah. Adjustable toggles. These are really cool. This is another new John Bead product. Let me know if you want some of these, Deb. I'll send you some. They come out and do like a little extension. See? Like that. So sometimes like you want a toggle. Toggle's the look you want to finish with. But you need it to be adjustable if you're selling your work, for example.
Yeah. Adjustable is always a plus.
Oh, and Sharon's saying she has the rainbow one. She used that for Pride Month. That's cool. And Colleen's spinning. Yay.
I'm looking.
Awesome. Thank you, Colleen. And then I have one question here about, do I have a written pattern for my piece? So for this one, I have a video. And I don't have a written pattern for this exact configuration for how I did this. But in my video, the long format video I did, and after this live, I'll just go into the description. I'll post links to that. But it's just on my YouTube channel. I don't have a lot of videos, so it's pretty easy to find. It's green, bright green, and it's exactly how I made this, step by step. So you can just bring that one up and it'll be there. Yeah, so I'm gonna make yours the big one so you can see what you got there. Oh, you're doing the ends. Yeah, I struggle with what you're doing there. That one is always super challenging.
Yeah, so I pulled it off my tying station and then I tied a knot, and I'm just trying to get I want to do a knot around this jump ring. So I just have a little silver jump ring.
Oh
And I
yeah,
want to
do
use
like a
that.
barrel knot. I can't do barrel
Yeah,
knots live. I can't.
I'm terrible at it. So we'll see how it looks.
Yeah.
We'll see how it looks. I want to go around it.
Cool. We have a winner for the giveaway. So our winner is it Zakaya? Please correct me if I'm saying that wrong. Like, I think it's Zakaya, right? I've seen your name a lot, and then I've always like, I need to shout out that name that I'm afraid I'll mispronounce. Congratulations! So yeah, send me a messenger. Actually, I might even have. I think I have your address. If you think I don't, send me it. But I might actually already have it. Come to think of it, because I think you've bought from my shop before. But these are the gem duos. I'm gonna hold those up really quick. Actually, they're easier to see down here. Let's put them down here. So I'll send these out to you.
Congratulations.
And then if you have a cool idea of them, I'd love to see what you make. So yeah, those are on your way. Yay, I got it right. Woohoo! Just as I said it right. Yay. All right.
I'm trying to do one more knot, Danielle, and then I'm calling this done.
Oh, yeah. Oh, hey, I see what you're doing there. So that's actually really tricky to do, but it is very beautiful looking. So I struggle to get the cord to go in the right direction. Sometimes I feel like it works if I use a tapestry needle. But even then, like, it makes the distance between the bead and my clasp is not, I don't completely control that part.
Yeah.
And so we need to invent something for this. We need to figure out, because everybody wants to end their pieces this way, but there's got to be a trick to it, right?
Yeah, and I didn't. So when I was trying to do the second knot, I somehow only was left with one strand went around that jump ring. So it'll work. It'll hold.
It's strong.
And then I could cut this and add some little doodads to it, or just unravel a little bit. But I like this.
Just as it is.
Just a simple. Beautiful. I love these beads, and the white just makes such a nice complement to the blue. Oh my gosh. I love it.
I love how you stacked them too, and the colors, the way you did the ombre like that. It's neat.
Yeah, I tried to do so almost like it was swirling like that. Not quite perfect, but just kind of swirling the colors through. But awesome. This was so fun. I mean, just so fun to make this, just throw everything onto the tying station. This stuff is the bomb. I love it.
I'm so glad you like it. Yeah, that's a really fun one.
It doesn't wreck your hands either. Like, I usually end up with blisters and stuff when I make macrame projects, but this is like butter.
Yeah, it's soft and it's strong. It doesn't stretch. All the good things. And I'm doing some classes coming up with the cord. Actually, 2 classes coming up. The soonest one is the last class in December that I'm doing for Michael's. We're going to do classic pearl knotting using that cord.
Ooh.
So a new spin on how to do some pearl knots. And we'll have also a class in January where I'm going to show how to change colors. I had a few requests to show in the middle of a macrame design how to switch to a new color without it showing. And we did that. We did one for to feature the new colors. So we did a big flower. And everyone was posting, oh, how'd you do the color change? So I think I'll just make that a Michael's class, and we'll do something like this. And I'll pull in the white, and we'll just ombre back and forth in like an earth tone with some pearls and some topaz, I was thinking. I don't know. So that'll be, I have the concept down, but not the sample yet. So that's coming up.
Well,
yeah. And so, hey, there you are. So I will definitely post links to everything after I'll go through the comments and do all that, so everybody can find all that stuff.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
was really fun, Danielle.
We need to do this again. I love having these little beading parties and setting aside some time for ourselves to enjoy just playing with our beads. And, you know, before, like in my case, before the kids come home because they're on their way.
Uh-oh, the calm before the storm.
I know, right? And then it's just like, oh, so many screams. I feel like a referee sometimes, you know, it just sometimes.
That's one of the titles mom is under mom, you know.
Yes.
Traditional roles that you play.
Oh goodness, yeah. It's one of those many hats, I guess, right?
Yes, you have to have all those hats. You have to.
So your Thanksgiving, are you have any family coming or?
My my dad and stepmom, they live about an hour south of me, so they'll come down in the morning and we'll cook, and then they'll stay the night, and
Nice.
we'll maybe start, you know, doing some holiday decorating and you know, kind of get this place ready for, you know, the next big holiday.
Next
So,
one. Oh yeah, it's
oh yeah.
so much work, right?
Yes, all the bins of decorations have been taken out of the cabinets in the garage,
Oh,
so
awesome.
we're ready.
You're ahead of me. I still need to clean up Halloween.
Oh.
Well, we really like Halloween, so we're gonna. We don't mind an extra week.
Leave it up.
When Thanksgiving weekend comes and you still have Halloween up, you need to question, what am I doing here?
Well, you know, maybe you could just kind of start to blend Halloween and Thanksgiving together, and then you could just bring Christmas in, and that just becomes all this
That's
sort
why
of.
I love Tim Burton for doing that for me, for giving me Nightmare Before Christmas. So I can just think, okay, this is my Christmas decor, okay?
Yeah, I think it's perfectly acceptable.
Everyone's saying thanks to us in the chat. Oh, that's so nice. Thank you guys. I want to wish you a wonderful Thanksgiving, and everyone who's with us today, thank you, and happy Thanksgiving if you're in the US, and happy week if you're in Canada. I know a lot of you guys are tuning in from up there and elsewhere in the world. So
thanks everybody. Thanks for having me, Danielle. We'll
thank
see you soon.
See you
Bye.
soon. Bye everybody.
Bye everybody.